All right, let's get cracking. The unemployment crisis in Nigeria is well documented. When I graduated from the Obafemi University about 10 years ago, I was jobless. I was going to join the rank of unemployed graduates who littered the streets of Nigeria. I did not have a job waiting for me. So if you are one of the millions of jobless, confused, and unhappy graduates looking for a job in Nigeria today, what I want to say to you is stop looking for a job. Here's what I think you should do instead. That's what this video is about. I want to share with you 5 things you should do if you're unemployed in Nigeria today. These are the 5 things I would do if I found myself in your shoes. But first, let's make some tea. Drink tea. I didn't get the on. Let me get some money. Let's continue. So I think it's important to first acknowledge that the situation you find yourself if you're unemployed, the situation I found myself when I was unemployed in Nigeria, is as a result of no fault of yours. You are in this situation. The unemployed graduates that you know are in that situation because of the thoughtlessness, the lack of foresight, and in some cases the outright wickedness of the people who call themselves our political leaders. However, you should not make yourself a victim in this situation. You don't need someone to pity you. What you need is a strategy for how to make a bad situation better. You need a strategy for how to get out of it. You need to pick yourself up and move and get things going. If you don't, you will waste away, and it's your life we're talking about, your one and only life. They say over 90% of Nigerian graduates are unemployable. My question is, how can they be employable? With all the strikes and the intermittent and epileptic educational system we have, how can they be employable? When our curriculums are outdated, our lecturers are vindictive, how can they be employable? Someone who was privy to an employment situation in Nigeria recently said 50 jobs were advertised. 49,129 people applied. Clearly, 49,079 people are going to be left out in the lot. What do those 49,079 people do? Should they become perpetual job applicants? Well, this video is for those 49 people. Now, the first thing I think you should do, first mindset I think you should have, is to know that you have to set aside 1 to 2 years of your life to learn a high income skill. Well, if you think 2 years are too much, if you think setting aside 2 years is too much, you see, 2 years will come and go, and if you are not careful, if you don't follow these strategies, you may still be searching for a job by then. This is why you should put your certificate aside and acquire a skill. The school system is out of date, and most things that you and I were taught are no more needed in the marketplace. The global economy has changed, and it will continue to change, which puts people like you and I, people with degrees in math and economics and physics and psychology, on very low demand in the labor market. So here are some skills that I think you may pick up in these 2 years. 1, sales, digital marketing, copywriting, web design, web development, SEO and SEM marketing, trade skills, video production, content writing, software development, UI UX design, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. If you pick up any of these skills, you are sure to make a good living. Of course, there are others, but I'm sure any of these skills can make you millions of naira monthly. You won't make money overnight. It takes time to scale. These skills require 0 naira to acquire. So really, if you're unemployed, you have no excuse. Nigeria currently is growing at a rate of 6.3 million people per year. Now, tell me, where is the government going to get 6.3 million jobs? Newsflash: government is not the answer. The future does not belong to the perpetual job seekers. It belongs to job creators. When you don't create jobs, when you don't have the mindset of creating jobs for others, you are depriving your world, you are depriving your community, depriving your country of the creativity invested in you that could be a blessing. Now, during those 2 years that I said you have to set apart, there are 5 things you should do. And the first one is you have to network. The way you make money from those skills that I highlighted earlier is through people. People are the ones who are going to pay for your services. You are going to design websites for people. You are going to market for people. You're going to sell things for people. So networking with people is very critical. So you network with people who might need your service now or later. You should also network with people in the field you've chosen People who have been doing it for 5 years, or people who've been doing it for 10 years, or people who are also just learning. And you ask me, oh, how do I find these people? Well, you find them on LinkedIn, you find them on the internet. Many people lament the lack of mentors and the lack of people to look up to. But I'm realizing that it's really that people are not ready to put in the work required to be mentored. It is not the lack of mentors out there. It is because many people are not ready to put in the work required to be mentored. The second thing I think you should do is serve. We all know how people ask for your level of experience in any field before giving you a job. I read somewhere the other day how a job posting for an 8-year-old technology was asking for 15 years work experience. Now let me say that again. The technology has only been in the market for 8 years, yet the company wanted someone with 15 years of experience. My point is that people want to give their jobs and contracts to someone who has experience. So how do you get the experience since you're just starting out? The way you get the experience is to serve. You don't have a portfolio of work. How do you get it? By working for free. Do internships, do free internship. That's how you gather experience. One way to gather experience that many people miss, this is going to be a little controversial, but one way to gather experience that many people miss is volunteering in church. You can put those skills to use in church. The devil has deceived many young people into thinking that when they are asked to serve in church, the pastor is trying to take advantage of them. The pastor is trying to use them for cheap labor, and that is a big lie. There are many advantages of serving in church. Let me just highlight a couple of those advantages. The learning curve in church is not so steep. No one expects you to know it all. Church, there's a lot of grace in church. Another advantage of serving in church is that people are generally more forgiving than in the corporate sector. Church is an atmosphere of grace. Everybody loves you. You're volunteering anyway. So when you make mistakes, people see it as an opportunity to learn. Nobody's trying to punish you for a mistake you made in church. And some of you are in church and your church does not have a website in 2021. Your church does not have social media account. Your church does not have an Instagram handle, and you are sitting there pretty. You're sitting pretty in church, and you're sitting. What you need to do is get to work. How can you build the website for your church? How can you open the Instagram account for your church? How can you begin to serve in your church? Start creating online content for your church. The work you do in church will one day become your body of work. And I'm not telling you what I haven't done. In some of the churches I've attended, I've created their social media presence, created content on social media for them. Some churches didn't even have Instagram. I created the Instagram account. So this is very important, that you begin to serve, you begin to use your skills in the church where you attend. Those skills are transferable, and when you get on the interview, or when you land your corporate job, those are the things you're going to say you've done. So don't sit pretty in church. This is very important. I'm not telling you something that I haven't done. I've used my skills in churches. And when you do that, it only makes you better. Very, very important. God is not unjust to forget your labor of love. And so you better start serving. You better start serving. Number 3 thing that I think you should do is you have to learn how to sell. Learn how to sell. You don't make money by having a skill. You make money by selling the skill you have. So learn how to market yourself, negotiate, close deals, and make irresistible offers. I have a video on how to become a better negotiator, and you can watch it right here. I'm going to link it up here. If you spend 1 year adding value to people, serving, building your network, and developing your sales skills, you will soon be swimming in job opportunities. Number 4 thing I think you should do is get a mentor. Having a mentor makes the process easier for you. A mentor is someone who has gone through the path you are going through now. They know what works. They know what does not work. A constant refrain I hear from many people is that, oh, but Akin, how do I get a mentor? There's no one in my village who's doing there's no UI UX designer in my village. There's no content creator around me. How do I get a mentor? You get a mentor by serving them. You get a mentor by serving them. What do you bring to the table? You know, many of us want mentors, but we don't think about what do I bring to the table? Also, this is crucial. It is not a must that your mentor is in your village, and you don't have to tell them that you need your mentorship. Listen to their teachings, read their books. What you are looking for is not money or a face-to-face sit down with a mentor. What you are looking for is how they think. That's what you're looking for. The reason you admire them is because of who they are. They became who they are because of the way they think. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. So their teachings, their recordings, their books would expose you to how they think. For example, I consider Leke Alda my mentor. I haven't met him face to face yet. I've corresponded with him a couple of times. I've never even asked him for a face-to-face meeting or anything. But there's nothing he's written that I haven't read. I've read most things he has written. You don't even want to know the length I have gone to get his books and tapes. You don't want to know. Why? Because I am trying to get a glimpse into the mind of this man. It's always good if you can have a mentor who is approachable, who is available, who you can have periodic meetings with. But that's not always possible. And when that is not possible, we don't just sit down and say we don't then need a mentor. We have to go out and get it. The fifth thing I think you should do if you're unemployed in Nigeria is, if you have done all these 4 things, then you need to be patient. Most people give up just before the time they should start enjoying the fruits of their labor. Reminds me of this picture right here. Most of us spent 4 to 6 years in school to get a certificate that couldn't get us a job. Now we get this skill and we want to build a house next month. Sometimes because of this impatience, many people begin to adopt culinary skills of the financial variety. Culinary skills of the financial variety is an euphemism for the cooking of books, that is, defrauding people. Don't defraud your clients. Treat them well. Be a man of your word. Don't be like the typical tailor in Nigeria. Be a man of your word. Don't worry. Everything will work out. Don't be in a hurry. It will all be worth your while as long as you don't give up. Well, I wish you the best in all of your future endeavors. If you would like to make Jesus the Lord of your life, please say this prayer with me. Father, I come to you today. I acknowledge I'm a sinner. I believe that Jesus died for me and that you raised him up from the dead on the 3rd day. Please forgive my sins. I accept Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior. Amen. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.